All I'm saying is, I enjoy vacation. I'm glad I'm on vacation right now. But,
Yes.
as you well know, we went to San Diego and 5 days trapped in a hotel room with a 7-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a wife who's really angry at the 7 and 4-year-old because we're all exhausted from the multiple things that we did on vacation is enough to make any person insane. I don't know how I survived. I'm glad to be home.
Well, and then you get home, and I don't know how much your kids are like mine, but it's not like, oh, hey, we're home, let's relax and
Oh, God,
you
no.
know and sleep for 12 hours. It's like, no, let's start tearing down the walls.
Dude,
And
we didn't get to bed last night till midnight, and then this morning they both slept till 7:30, which is not bad when they go to bed at 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, needless to say, they both have been crazy. The oldest has been super
Yeah.
emotional. I'm not tired. I don't know why you think I'm tired.
no,
Just
they
tears.
just turn into miniature assholes.
Oh
So,
yeah, and my youngest, oh my God, she's just been like bouncing off the walls. I mean, just
Yeah.
batshit crazy. It's been a long day.
Yes.
Oh
Well,
I
I'm
got
glad I
I got
drank
3
it.
more days of vacation due to the extended weekend. So Geek Dad Report always recommends that anybody who wants to take vacation take it the week before a 3-day holiday, so that way you get 10 whole days off if you work a Monday through Friday job.
Oh, yes.
Got the brains, people. That's why we're going places.
Our listeners are also very intelligent people.
Of course, they're intelligent. Anybody who listens to this show is highly intelligent, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, I guess we should probably start the show.
Yes.
Well,
Are
now's
we
about the
doing our new sound?
Well, I was gonna say, now's about the time we cue our Bad Boys intro. Unfortunately, we got slapped with a copyright thing due to my beloved, our beloved friends over at Pacific Game. Nothing crazy, but we gotta talk to them. They still are letting us use their music if we want to, but there's some weird YouTube things. So until that happens, until that issue is resolved, me and Ryan are going to sing our anthems.
Yes.
All right, so ready? Here we go. Yeah, yeah. Welcome, everybody, to the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated to giving you all the things that you just can't abort?
Oh, man.
No.
Now you just got political on it.
Oh, man, I didn't say... All right, well... Yeah, drop the beat. Boom! I don't know. Fuck it. Welcome, everybody, to the Geek Dad Report, episode 60. Of the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created, and to bringing me out of my goddamn vacation so me and Ryan could talk about Game of Thrones and all the epic things that happened on the Winds of Winter.
You can only do so much in text messaging.
That's true. As always, I am your not-so-humble host, Brian West, and that is my beautiful heterosexual life mate, Ryan Tomlinson, and we are here to... Besides pump you up, entertain the shit out of you guys and hopefully make you laugh a little bit, maybe smile, possibly, maybe even educate you on a few things. Hopefully, at the end of the day, we just continue to have you come back to our show and sponsor us with your friendship.
Yes. We take a lot of friendship sponsors. Maybe that's why we're not making enough money
It's our best sponsor right now, friendship.
Yeah. Yes. My Little Ponies.
Yes, brought to you by Friendship is Magic, My Little Ponies. We, in fact, today are sponsored by the Bronies, the Brony Convention, where you, too, can live your fantasy of dressing as being a grown man, dressing in a beautiful unicorn costume and prancing around in a small parade-like thing inside of a convention center.
Or, like, what do they wear? Most of them just wear, like, the ears and, like, they put a tail on.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
God knows we're not one to judge here at the Geek Dad Report because, we like some weird shit, too. But if you're a brony, please feel free to reach us reach out to us on Twitter or Facebook at Geek Dad Report and let us know what being a brony is all about and what is the draw of dressing up like a Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony, and
other than
high-hooving each other.
The really weird gay brony sex, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? If that's your thing, that's cool, I guess. Once again, we're not here to judge. We're here to lovingly cup and embrace all your weird geek fetishes, people. But we would like to know why That is so cool amongst the people
Yeah.
who think it's cool.
We'll find out.
We'll find out eventually. I'm sure we have at least one
Or
My
we
Little Pony
can-
Friendship is Magic listener.
Yeah, let's go undercover. We'll go to a convention.
Tell you what, I will be the guy in the van listening, and you
Oh, so you're gonna be like,
can.
so do I get like at least like an earpiece?
Yes, I will give you 2 earpieces.
Okay.
I'm sorry, your dream of doing like the double person horse thing, where I'm like one person in the back and one's in the front, is not going to happen, Ryan. I know where you were trying to. I know where you're trying to direct this, and that's not. I've told you that dream is dead. There's a lot of things I will do for our friendship, but that is not one of them. I will not be your horse's ass in your weird horse dress-up fetish.
I will let you be the front.
I don't know if I like that any better.
Why? Alright. We'll discuss this another time. How about that?
I'm sure there's something like dominant about wearing the horn, but I'm not comfortable with this whole conversation, Ryan. We need to move. We need to move past this. So thank you,
Brian.
Thank you, Brony Convention 2016 for sending us your checks. We will, in fact, no matter how strange we think your conventions are, we'll cash your checks.
Yeah.
We did think it was strange that it was written in glitter.
Yeah, it's that impromptu sponsor.
And it was signed with a hoof. So not really a hoof mark. I'm not really sure what that's all about. Hopefully,
well, your wife works at a bank. Just find some legal way to deposit that shit. So
we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like we're just killing it this time. We had a badass new musical segment for me because, you know, I'm clearly a rapper.
I have no musical talent.
Your beatboxing was brilliant. I really let us down on the...
I can do that. That's about it. I've been teaching my kids how to beatbox because they made a band up called the Rock Ducks. Mm-hmm. And my daughter has the cat piano. My son has the dog guitar.
I am a little disappointed though, Ryan. I mean, you live in Philly now, and if Fresh Prince taught me anything, it's that on every corner in Philly is somebody either in an a cappella band or beatboxing.
Yeah, I ride the bus to work, and yeah, I avoid a lot of that shit because the bus scares me. So.
I don't care what city you're in, the bus should scare you.
Yes.
Because it's the bus.
Very true. It's not so bad in the morning. Because everyone's still sleeping. All the crazy people are still sleeping.
Yeah, no, that's true. Well, everybody.
Maybe we should get back on the topic.
We should get back on topic. This is going to be a jam-packed, full of nothing show. Because you know what? Frankly, I really have been on vacation all week. And today is my first day back. And Ryan really did drag me into a show because we've been talking so much about Game of Thrones. We figured, fuck it, why not do it on camera and, you know, make an episode out of it. So,
yeah.
Plus, I did miss you. I missed you, Ryan.
I missed you, too.
I can tell because clearly all the massive amounts of posting on our Facebook page, on our social media, shows how on it you've been this week, Ryan, in my absence.
No, dude, it's like this week at work, it's been nuts.
Well,
like, I finally have access to everything for my job, you know, because it takes like 2 months until you can finally like actually do your job for the government. And I can't talk about it, I guess.
I'm sorry. All I heard was blah, 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 blah. I'm a total slacker. That's all I heard.
Yeah. There was me just trying to pull a bullshit excuse out of my ass, and I did a bad job.
Take it from a guy who is an extreme bullshitter. I know how to sense bullshit.
Yes. You're bullshit.
Anyway, I guess this is our long-winded way of saying there wasn't actually a lot of news this week, so we don't have a lot to cover anyway. So this is definitely our least prepared show, but that's okay because we had the least amount of things to prepare for.
Yeah, and we only really wanted to talk about one thing anyways.
Yeah, we're pretty much, honestly, spoiler alert, this is going to be a massively Game of Thrones heavy episode. So if you have not watched the Battle of the Bastards or the season finale, episode 10, The Winds of Winter, on Game of Thrones, listen at your own risk. You've been warned. We're going to spoil the shit out of everything and talk a lot about what our predictions are for next year, for Season 7, and kind of the end game of Game of Thrones. So that is what you have to look forward to today. We do have our normal few little segments we'll try and touch base on. We got a little bit of news we'll cover real quick. But that being said, this episode is going to be titled The Winds of Winter for a reason, because that is what this episode is all about, people. Game of Thrones! Jon Snow! Dragons!
King of the North.
Assassins! All kinds of fun shit. So, anyway,
Baby assassins.
That's what you have to look forward to. So that is coming up in probably about 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
hold on to your britches because we got a whole lot of Game of Thrones coming.
Yeah.
Ugh. All over your face. It's coming.
Punch that news.
Winter has come. All over your eyeballs.
Oh, yes.
Man.
That's
Boom.
fantastic winter.
Got it. Ooh, 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 ooh. See? Working. Now I'm dancing, people. For all you iTunes listeners. Dancing to the night. Ooh. You know, I should have opened with like a Journey song because I know Journey much better. Like I can.
Okay.
You should never stop believing, Ryan. Or we could do Danger Zone. Maybe that's how we'll end it.
Yeah.
Highway to the Danger Zone.
In case anyone doesn't know, I have a pure hatred for Journey because when my sister would drive me to high school, and she broke up with her boyfriend, and she would listen to Journey every single day on the way to school and just cry. So I hate Journey. Fuck you.
Ryan, just don't stop believing, man.
Because
remember, the big wheel in the sky will keep on turning. All right? Anyhow, Geek Dad moment of the week. I guess we probably shouldn't skip that. You know what? I have a lot to talk about. So, what was your Geek Dad moment of the week? I'll let you open this train wreck. Booyah!
No, I would probably say my Geek Dad moment of the week is over the weekend my kids are like they've been doing a lot of like cooking lately, so I've been just kind of letting them they make eggs, like fried eggs and pork chops, and pretty much like when it's my turn to cook something, like both of the kids want to help me. So I'd have to say, even though it's not like super geeky, but just like training my kids how to like actually cook their own fucking food that's not, a bowl of cereal.
Nice.
Or, something like that. It was fun. And we make like cookies, we made brownies tonight, and shit like that. And kids want to, do that kind of stuff. So I say that's my Geek Dad moment of the week. It's just I've been cooking a whole bunch of food with my kids and
nice.
Just teach them how to do shit. Become fucking adult and cook a meal for someone. So
nice.
I'm a responsible dad.
You're gonna totally wake up and your apartment's gonna be on fire, dude.
Yeah, no shit.
Congratulations. You know what? I just noticed. I can tell the family's moved in because behind you is boxes of shit.
Dude, it's so hot here.
You got all kinds of you got tons of stuff behind you.
Oh, yeah, that's
you got boxes and bags.
Yeah, we bought that.
It was like this empty apartment. Now there's all kinds of shit everywhere.
Oh, dude, we went and bought like 2 giant racks at Costco.
Nice.
So we don't plan on staying here for very long term. So we mostly just like, let's just find a way to put shit off the ground.
Nice.
So we bought some racks and stacked shit up. And a year, fucking out.
Brought to you by Philadelphia's Commerce. Please come, stay. Stay for a year, get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's essentially how it works.
Should ask them for a sponsorship. I wonder if they'd cut us a check.
Oh, I'll talk to them.
Yeah, talk to them.
I know.
Do your part, Ryan.
But what about you? You were doing dad shit for 5 fucking days straight.
Oh man, yeah. Well, anybody who follows me on Facebook, I still have a few things, a few picture posts to do. But yeah, we took the family on a family vacation to San Diego, the whale's vagina, and had a magical time. It was pretty fun. We did the tourist stuff. We did Legoland, SeaWorld, the San Diego.
You went to SeaWorld. I forgot you went to SeaWorld.
Yeah, the San Diego Zoo Safari, which is different than the San Diego Zoo. We went to USS Midway. We went to Belmont Park. It has like roller coasters, and I mean, we did a lot of things. But yeah, we had a good time. It was a lot of fun. I don't know. As far as my geek moments, there were so many of them. We were at Legoland. The kids, their favorite part of one of their favorite parts of Legoland was the Star Wars exhibits, which, they see that. They're like, Star Wars, Daddy! They grab my arm. We all just go running, and that was pretty cool. So, Legoland, anybody who's never been to Legoland, just a little word of advice. Don't think it's like Disneyland or any other, park that has caters to adults and children. Legoland is clearly for children. I mean, there's Their best roller coaster was like terrible. I'm like, this is gonna be a long day. It's all teacups and
Like in the roller coaster, like one adult can fit in the seat,
that's
and like
exactly
three kids can
yeah.
sit, and your knees are like up here.
Yeah, pretty much. It's all Dumbo rides and teacup rides, and you're just like, oh god. I mean, it was pretty cool. Like I said, they had the Lego. So they had they had at least one scene from every Star Wars movie. A few of them they had multiple, like they had the Death Star and the trench run set up, and but yeah, it was all built out of Legos. And they put it in an environment, so they had like fake trees and stuff for indoor, but they built everything. But it was all built out of Legos, and then obviously glued together and turned into a scene. So that was really cool. They had Vegas made up, so me and Ryan had taken a trip to Vegas with our families a few years ago, and so my daughter was like, "Oh, it's Vegas," and she loved it. So she immediately knew Vegas. So we walked down the Lego version of Vegas, and the casinos were probably 5 feet tall. So I mean, it's for scale, yeah. I mean, they did a pretty cool job on that. So Legoland was pretty fun, but like I said, it was it's definitely for children. So if you're going
to, do people still go to SeaWorld?
Yeah, SeaWorld actually was really packed. This is the last year they're doing the whale shows, so the whole stadium was full of people. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. My daughter, we had taken my oldest to SeaWorld 5 years ago, and so we have this picture. They have this green screen whale that you sit on, and they do the picture, and they basically make it look like you're riding Shamu in the water. And so we'd gotten a picture of that years ago, and so my youngest, as she got older, has seen that picture, and she's thought that we rode the whale forever. So she wanted to do that. She wanted to see the whales. And so since they're going to quit doing the shows, we decided that's kind of why we took our whole trip to San Diego. We decided that we would show her the whales and let her see the show beforehand. But yeah, she had a good time. She's 42 inches exactly, so she was able to ride almost every ride. And anybody's never been to SeaWorld, they actually have a handful of, I think 4 or 5 adult rides. They're actually pretty fun. They have this new one, Manta, that is a high speed. You go from like 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds. So it sits like this,
nice.
And you don't expect it. I'm wearing my sunglasses, and I got my hat off, but I'm wearing my sunglasses. So I'm sitting here, because most roller coasters, they build up speed, and then they go fast, so you can kind of prepare yourself. This one, you're sitting here, you go out, and it just stops, and it just goes boom, and then just launches you, and you're like, oh, dude, my glasses shot straight up in the air, and I caught them, like, reflex-wise, just right in the air.
Like the Matrix.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty cool. I had 2 moments like that even I was impressed. That one was that one with my sunglasses, just pure reflex. I boom caught him in midair, and then one was we were
put him back on.
Yeah, and then I put him. Well, no, I put him back on, and they started to come off again, and then I just held him. And then we went to Belmont Park. Has this really old wooden roller coaster. It's actually super fun. My daughter, my oldest, was on that one, and her hat blew off, and same thing. I saw it blowing off, and I boom hand out and grabbed it right in midair. I was like, yeah. Of course, I hold it in front of her face like this. Yeah, I got it. Ha ha! I'm the winner.
Like, somebody better have caught that and put it on YouTube with dad reflexes hashtag.
I look back behind people behind me, and it's like, don't act like you're not impressed. Boom.
Hashtag dad reflex.
Yeah, dad reflexes. But yeah, it was fun. So we did that, and then my youngest Charlie, she was so excited because they have this ride, the Atlantis ride, where it's a water ride. It's kind of like Splash Mountain. You go up, and then you hit the water, and then you go around, and then it's kind of a high speed roller coaster before you hit the water again. And she rode that thing. It's her first kind of high speed type thing. Oh my God, she was so excited. We had to ride it like 3 times in a row. She loved it so much. It was pretty cool. So that was pretty fun. And then we obviously did the zoos. We up here in Seattle are pretty blessed to have a pretty awesome zoo at the Woodland Park Zoo. So, well, I'm sure you've been to
zoo
Woodland
and the aquarium in Seattle, like the best.
And yeah, we've got some really good animal exhibits up here. So, San Diego Zoo is really cool, and it's earned its rating for the best zoo in the world. But honestly, when you have really good zoos already, it's not as impressive. So we got some pretty up close and personal pictures with some giraffes, and a couple rhinos and some elephants, but other than that, they just didn't really give a shit about
about animals. Yeah.
Well, in the safari, so there's 2 parks. They have a San Diego Zoo Safari and then San Diego Zoo, which is the one everybody knows. The safari is a little lesser known. It's about 30 miles away from San Diego, and you drive up there, and what they don't tell you is you drive enough into California that the degrees. So in San Diego when we left, it was 75 degrees. When we got there, we're like, God, it's really hot. And somebody had mentioned triple digits, so we pulled out our phone and look. It was almost 100 degrees when we first got there, and it's like 9 in the morning. Yeah,
like
so
2 little kids.
Dude, we We knocked out that park. They say you could be there for 4 hours. We knocked it out about 2. We just like booked it around the park, saw the animals, and pieced out. But I mean, it was still fun. And then what did we do? And then obviously we did the zoo before we left, and then we had a couple hours to kill before our flight left. So we decided. I pulled my dad card. Said, okay, guys. There's one thing I really want to do that I haven't ever done, and I don't know if we'll ever come to San Diego again, so I want to do it. It's the USS Midway. So anybody's not familiar with that, it's one of the retired aircraft carriers. And they've turned into a giant museum, and they got all kinds of jets and planes. And I sent Ryan a picture of me in front of a Tomcat. Yeah. I didn't send you the picture of this because I forgot to take it. I didn't see it till we were already down. But the Tomcat was actually that specific Tomcat was actually from the USS Enterprise.
What?
It was stamped on the back of the wing, and it was too far to take a picture. And I was like, "Oh, son of a!" But yeah, it was pretty. I did not think my kids would like it. That is my Geek Dad moment of the week. It's not anything geeky, but I figured I would have to be like, I just want to see this and then we can go. My kids absolutely went bananas for this battleship. We took the tour through the battleship and all the quarters, and they just were like, "What's this? What's this?" They thought it was the coolest thing ever. They got to go into the cockpit of some planes. We got pictures in front of the planes. They were mesmerized by all the things on this aircraft carrier. So that was pretty awesome for me because it was a kind of a last. We had 2 hours to kill before we had to return our car, and there was like, what are we going to do for 2 hours? And so it was kind of, the museum was only 2 miles from the airport, so I was like, well, let's go do that. And so we thought we didn't think they'd really enjoy it, but man, they loved it, and that was pretty cool. So, but no, it was a great time.
Was there a beach volleyball court?
There was not, because had there been, I would have busted out Danger Zone with my boombox, and I would have actually no, sorry, let me rephrase that. I would have played The Boys Are Back in Town, and ripped my shirt off like the Hulk, and just started schooling fools at beach volleyball, because God knows I am the beach volleyball champion of the Pacific Northwest. It's not even remotely true,
I'm
but
really good. I can take a shot to the head with the beach volleyball.
Take a shot to the face, Ryan.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, yeah, my Geek Dad moment of the week was just I had a great time with my kids on vacation. If I'm I'm not trying to brag. If you do not take your kids on vacation, I'm sorry, but it was just a lot of fun. We did a lot of things, and we were very busy, and we didn't intend to be that busy. But when, like I said earlier on the show, we realized quite early on our vacation that when we would retire back to our hotel room at 3 p.m, the kids would lose their minds and start bouncing off the wall. So we were like, we have got to find things to entertain these kids all day long. Yeah. And so we swam in the pools, but we did a lot of other activities too. But it was a lot of fun. So if you're thinking about taking the kids to San Diego, there's a lot of stuff to do there, and we had a good time. So, but we, if this all seems fairly expensive as far as like, wow, he must have spent a fortune on tickets. I actually didn't. I bought these. If you go through, well, you can buy these. They're called San Diego Go Passes. Basically, you spend X amount of dollars, a one-time fee up front for 4 of them. They sent them right to my phone, and they were good for like 50 different attractions. So I paid once for those tickets, and I got into everything that I mentioned for free.
This Geek Dad Moment of the Week is brought to you by the City of San Diego.
And their Go Pass. You should buy it immediately.
San Diego for sponsoring Brian's segment.
They, in fact, did not sponsor my segment, and I paid for all that shit out of pocket. So, San Diego, I am waiting for a reimbursement check. But anyway, we here on the Geek Dad Report like to recommend and review things. So, I'm saying if you are going to go somewhere with your family for 3 or 4 days and you are looking for time to kill, check your city. Check that city. A lot of times they have, apparently these Go Passes are fairly common amongst a lot of these big cities. So, there's a lot of things to do with them. So, Google Go Pass of whatever city you're in, and you'd be surprised how many attractions you can get for one rate, which is a lot lower than what you would have paid. I think we figured out we would have paid something like $1,600 in entrance fees, and we paid a fraction of that for the ticket. So
nice.
Anyway, so yeah, a lot of fun. Had a good time. But now I'm here. Technically, I'm still on vacation for the next 4 days, but fuck it. Should we move on with the show?
Yeah.
Let's do it. We got ninja news for you people, like a few things, but we're going to do it anyway. So I just like doing the judo chop of knowledge, the uppercut of information, and what do you got, Ryan? Come on, give me something. What do you got?
I got the eye gouge
of
justice.
No! You don't get justice in a newscast, Ryan. Oh, you are fucking the worst. You are the absolute worst.
Donald
Oh
Trump?
my God.
Yeah.
Thank God you have a pretty face. Because if you didn't, you'd be fucking out of here. Okay? There'd be a pink slip in your fucking box immediately. Done.
So I'm doing what I
God
can.
damn it, Ryan. You had a whole week to prepare. We're even a day late on the show. Alright, anyway. Alright, so there wasn't a lot of news, so we're pretty much just going to blow through this shit. First up, Pacific Rim 2 has an official release date next year. I mean, 2018.
2018.
I don't know what it is, but it's official. If you want to know what it is, Google that shit.
Yeah.
We can't do everything. We
that's
can't
all
do
you
everything
need
for
to
you
know.
lazy bastards.
Yeah,
God.
it'll be coming. All over.
Yeah. All over your eyes and ears.
What's
Anyway.
with you coming on ice? That's
I
just
don't
kinda
know.
gross.
Well, they're watching the show, so what am I supposed to say? What would you recommend? Oh, fucking brilliant co-host of mine.
On their brain, because we're trying to
Coming
entertain.
on your brain. That's like physically impossible. I mean, I guess if you like really hard shot up the nose, maybe could possibly go up in that
If
direction.
you give someone an eye gouge of justice,
God, I feel like that would
Totally.
cause an infection. That is not something you want to go to the doctor with. Listen, I have someone come to my brain and I got a brain infection. I'm not sure how to classify that, but I may need some penicillin or something stronger than
and
that.
I'm having some really fucked up thoughts lately.
Moving on. Good segue. Wreck-It Ralph 2 is officially coming in your eyeballs and up your nose into your brain.
Yeah. I'm just wrapping everything.
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph 2 also has a release date of 2018. Disney announced that this week. I'm guessing all the principal voice cast will be coming back. No word on the plot. All I know is hopefully they can cram even more video game characters into this one. I was a big, huge fan of Wreck-It Ralph 1, so I'm very excited for the sequel.
I still am. We still watch it every now and then.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It really holds up.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I'm actually hoping for now that they've got Wreck-It Ralph, now that they're greenlighting every sequel, is I'm really hoping for a Big Hero 6 sequel. Loved Big Hero 6. I want a sequel to that, but
That was awesome.
I guess we'll have to just deal with the fact that we are getting an Incredibles 2. That is,
Took long enough, honestly.
yeah. Considering it's probably one of the best comic book movies ever made, yes, it took too long to get a sequel. What else do we have for news? Preacher has been renewed for season 2, so all you Preacher fans out there, I am one of them. Still kind of, I wish the show would pick up the pace a little bit, but I am excited for season 2.
I'm on the pilot. I watched the pilot, and I got a lot of catching up to do.
Way to stay current, Ryan. Way to stay current. But season 2 has also been, not only has been renewed, but it has been renewed for 13 episodes instead of, I believe, the 10 that they're going to get for season 1. So we are getting, AMC liked it enough that we are going to not only get a second season, but a longer second season. So, Preacher fans, rejoice. What else do we have? I don't have any notes in front of me. Like I said, me and Ryan did not
It wasn't
prepare.
a lot, honestly. It was
Drago Malfoy has been cast for
that's
season
right.
3 of Flash. So, what is that, Tom Helton?
So far, well, they gave him a name. I can't remember the name, but everyone's already dived deep into the DC.
Well,
You know,
apparently
lexicon.
they're already saying that this character is not a comic book character, but this could be a case of a non-comic book character that has a hidden comic book character origin type deal. So, like in season 1, they had Eddie, they had Thrawn, Eddie, who was not actually any comic book character whatsoever. He just happened to be like the great grandfather of Eobard Thrawn.
Yeah.
And that was his only connection, but he did end up having a comic book connection, so I'm guessing this will probably be as faithful as Flash has been to the comics in a lot of ways. I cannot imagine that they're not going to have. But then again, I don't think. No, actually, I do think Patty from last season. I think she has a comic book alter ego as well. Patty
she did?
Privet. I don't know. She needs to come back. I really liked her.
I like Patty. I
thought the
was
show's-
hoping he was not going to get with Iris.
I would much rather him get with her than Iris, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, Iris.
Patty Privet, if you're watching,
Pivot.
we love you. We think we heart you.
Okay.
You should. The Geek Dad Report hearts you and thinks that you should be with Barry. And we will tell the fucking Flash Riders that. So Flash Riders, if you're listening to us, get your shit together. Bring back
She
Patty.
should be.
She better be Barry's girlfriend in Flashpoint next season. That's all I'm saying.
God, I can't wait. Flashpoint.
Make that shit happen.
It's gonna be nice.
Let's see what else happened this week. I don't know. Let me look at the news. Stall, say something witty.
Eye gouge of justice. It's very witty.
I said witty, not incredibly stupid.
You just don't understand the
How do I not
simplicity of
understand?
how great it is.
You're the one who doesn't understand, Ryan.
You know what you don't understand? How I got these guns.
Oh my god. Speaking of guns, Ghost Rider, who doesn't have guns, so that's a perfect segue.
He's got
a chain of flaming knowledge, Ryan. See, you could have used that. How about that, dude? Chain of flaming knowledge. Look, I just came up with that now. You had a whole week and you came up with Eye Gouge of Justice, which has clearly nothing to do with fucking news. Oh, if I had a wiffle ball bat and you were in the same room, 3 assault charges filed, Ryan.
No, when we have our office.
We'll have to use foam bats. Wiffle ball bats would probably be too dangerous for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we'd love to have an office, so you guys please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about us.
Yeah, do all the stuff that...
We promise that we will always keep the show personal, but we also have to expand. So please tell everybody to watch us.
Yes.
And listen.
We will bring the Faithful 50 onto the show.
We will never stop being the Faithful 50s, friends, but we'd like to expand that to the Faithful 5 billion.
Yes.
Hopefully. I mean, that's not too much to ask, is it? All right. So last little bit of news as we teased a second ago with the Ghost Rider thing is looks like Ghost Rider may be coming to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. next season. But it will not be the Johnny Blaze version. Apparently, I am not up to date on the new Ghost Rider. Apparently, it's 2 Hispanic brothers who I'm guessing...
What?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they shared... I was kind of reading up on it before we hopped on the air, but apparently
like
there's 2 guys...
motorcycle.
Yeah, apparently 2 guys both share, so I don't know if they take turns or they merge together kind of like Firestorm or what, but apparently they just cast 2 guys that fit the description of the new Ghost Riders. And on there's buses in California right now that have these Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 3, and they have this flaming chain going across it. So let the speculation begin. It sounds like Ghost Rider, which seems like an odd choice for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but...
Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is like... They're barely just touching into the Inhumans. You know,
yeah, well, I'm not really sure. Let's see here. 2 Latino brothers. Let's see. Introducing 2 Latino brothers who could very well be Gabe and Robbie Reyes. Apparently, in the comic book, they are the...
But that's like more supernatural, though, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see here. I'm reading it right now, people. So I'm reading the story. So if it looks like I'm looking down, let's see. For those unfamiliar...
Because Ghost Rider...
I'm getting the story from IGN, people. So if I'm reading it verbatim, that's where it's coming from. For those unfamiliar with Philippe Smith and Tetrad Moore's new take on Ghost Rider, the series centers around the skilled mechanic Robbie and his strong bond he has with his paralyzed brother Gabe.
You got a paralyzed brother?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know. So apparently one of them has
he's in a wheelchair?
I don't know. I got to read up. You know what? I got a Marvel Unlimited. I got Marvel Unlimited. I bet you I could probably read up on this. So I commit to you guys, the Geek Dad, the Faithful 50, that I will read up and have a little more information for you guys next week. But that being said, in the short term, it looks like Ghost Rider may be coming to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm cool with that. Fuck it. Why not?
I don't know it.
And lastly, last week we talked about Judge Dredd maybe getting a sequel. Well, Dredd.
The only movie where you only have to act from here down.
The one that's not the crappy Sylvester Stallone movie. And you know what? I did watch that again to think like, maybe it's not so bad. No, it's terrible.
The Stallone one?
It's bad.
God, I haven't watched that.
Maybe we should do a crap-tastic on it.
Well, first we gotta do Independence Day.
Yeah, Resurgence. Yeah, I gotta go see that. We've heard a few things. Faithful 50 member Jeff has been ranting about how bad it is. So
yes,
I don't know. It can't be any worse than half the movies we've had to watch lately on Crap or Craptastic.
Yeah, it's true. It can't be worse than Ridiculous Six.
Oh God, that was so bad. Fantastic Four is still the worst, man. That movie was so bad. Anyway, those rumors. So Carl, is it Carl or it's gotta be Carl, right? Carl Urban?
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl Urban kind of have fanned the flames of everyone's expectations and hopes when he said that Judge Dredd or Dredd 2 is in production or in pre-production or in development. Anyway, the producer of Dredd came out and said there is no Dredd 2 happening ever. So, sorry people, does not look like that is going to happen, unfortunately.
It's a nice try.
Nice try. I would love to see a Netflix or maybe an HBO or somebody pick that up as a series. I think that would actually even be better than another movie. But as of right now, that does not look like it's going to happen. So, sorry everybody. But anyway, that's about all the news we got for you guys. It was a slow week because it was a 4th of July week, and also because me and Ryan did not pay attention to the news this week because I was on vacation, and Ryan apparently was just being a big lazy slacker, sitting around in his underwear eating fucking Cheetos, Cheetos.
I also did use up all my data plan listening to podcasts on accident at work.
God.
Because I thought I had downloaded a bunch of them.
I thought you're on the Sprint Unlimited plan, like me.
No, not anymore.
Oh, the only reason to be with that crappy Sprint network is because they have unlimited data. Yes.
Yeah, so I was like on that, but I downloaded a bunch like onto my phone.
Oh, and use your data.
And I didn't realize that because I skipped a bunch of episodes, and so I finished this one, and then it would play, this one, but it was streaming it, and then like all of a sudden like, hey, you've already used up your whole data for the month, and you still got 2 weeks left. It's like, oh shit.
Oh, nice work. Well, I'm sure I'm sure you used it all downloading and listening to the Geek Dad Report on iTunes, which you can clearly find people on iTunes. So please subscribe, leave us a review, tell us how much you love or hate us. Hopefully, love us.
Yes.
But you you could do that maybe if you're bored on the crapper or something. You could just hit like leave a review.
Great.
Takes 2 seconds.
Just gotta say, even though you can't see our beautiful faces,
you can even sign it.
You can listen to.
You can even sign it. You can leave your sign name as From the Crapper. We're okay with that. We're cool. We'll give a shout out to From the Crapper.
Yeah, the next person that does a review as From the Crapper, we will send you.
We may even bring back the gold stars just to give you a gold star for that.
Yes.
All right. Anyway, moving on. We got Game of Thrones to talk about, people.
Yes.
But, like I said, our main topic of tonight is the amazing, fantastic. I'm not bearing the lead on this one. We absolutely loved it. I think we both give it a 10 out of 10.
Dude, it's
Winds of Winter, the season, episode 10, the season finale of Game of Thrones aired on Sunday, and we would have done a show right after, a reaction show, but on vacation in Philadelphia, so it's kind of hard to do it. But we're doing it now. That episode was fucking amazing. 10 out of 10.
Dude, you could tell from the very beginning, from the music.
Oh my god.
That was the first thing that
it set the tone for the entire episode.
This music, just like the music, starts off, and it was like, okay, I know some shit's gonna fucking happen right now, and it's just like every time they're in King's Landing, most of it was just like Cersei wasn't.
Well, here we might as well just. I guess we're gonna talk about. Let's just talk about it, kind of the way it unfolded in the episode. So the first, 20 minutes almost. We almost got like a solid Cersei King's Landing episode, and that was the first thing that happened in that. Personally, I don't know about you, but I found the whole King's Landing storyline kind of dragging this year a little bit. It built up a little bit last year, but the whole High Sparrow, the whole, the Seven Scepters religion just really kind of dragged on for me. I didn't really.
In the books, it's like that. I mean, I can't even. It's nothing. It's like this, and so they managed to make it that. Even though it was something tiny.
I feel like it was kind of exciting last year, but I felt like I felt like the story would end fairly soon this season. And instead, it kind of carried out the whole season. So when Cersei blew up the entire temple, first of all, we'd heard rumors that
she blew up the whole fucking Sept of Valor.
Yeah, and so there was a lot of kind of hinting and kind of foreshadowing with the wildfire, and there's a lot of sites and a lot of people who had kind of guessed that's what was going to happen. Is that something that already happened in the books, or is that something that?
No.
Okay, so this is all new territory.
Oh yeah.
So
the
a lot
only
of people.
thing that happened in the book was the Grand Maester for Cell dying.
Oh, okay, did he get stabbed to death by the kids in the book?
Oh yeah, he got stabbed.
Dude. First of all, were those kids not like the creepiest little fucking psychopaths you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, that's what happens when you live on the street.
Apparently, homeless kids in Westeros do not piss them off.
Yeah, don't fuck with those kids.
Well, you know what? And just with his death, I think one thing this season has done a really good job of in this episode, for the most part, was really transitioned. This season and this episode, actually the last 2 episodes, I consider Battle of the Bastards and the Winds of Winter kind of one big episode, because it really put an end not only to the season, but I feel like the first 2 acts of Game of Thrones. I mean, these 2 episodes really moved us to the final act of Game of Thrones. You felt that finality of it. This is the pieces. We've wiped away all the people that don't really matter, and now we're moving forward with our 2 major heroes, Jon Snow and Daenerys Stormborn. Stormborn, right? Yeah.
Or Daenerys does. She's got like 600 fucking titles.
Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, blah, 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 blah.
Khaleesi of the...
Yeah. Woman of Fantasy.
Yeah, something a lot of dudes
clothesless dragon lady all the time. But no, you really felt the finality of them. You're moving forward with those 2 as heroes, and then by the end of this episode, Cersei has really been revealed to be one of the major villains. We've always known that she's been bad throughout the entire series, but this episode kind of finally unveiled her as one of the major villains of this entire series, and put her not only in a position. Before, she kind of did it from the shadows. Now she's not only has she pulled so many strings and done so many villainous things, she is now officially in power and has all the power that she's ever wanted. And
at the very end of the episode, I mean, it really shows that, she would have done anything for her kids. Yeah. And to make sure that, but when her kids are gone, it was like when Tommen's fucking dead, it's like, just
we'll talk about Tommen in a second, but when they crown her, so first of all, big props to the wardrobe people. That outfit they had her in was awesome. Her female king dress battle armor thing, that was awesome, man. I thought that I really dug that. I didn't quite know what they were doing in the beginning. They were setting her up. You kind of felt like in the very beginning of the episode, you kind of felt like they were setting her up for her trial. And then when the Mountain came in and told Tommen to, nope, you're not going anywhere, you're like, oh shit, shit's about to go down.
The fucking Mountain.
And but yeah, like you said, by the end, it's even Jaime, like you could see the transition. Seriously, now her kids are all dead, and she's just got nothing, and she's gone straight crazy. And even Jaime is like, oh fuck. Yeah. Which I think we're gonna get into predictions at the very end of this conversation, but I do think Jaime's gonna kill her. I think it's gonna be a weird twist on the Kingslayer. But anyway,
Slayer.
But her plan, to watch her plan unravel, and how she, how they first killed the Maester, and like I was saying with the Maesters, it really this episode really felt like not only a final to the Act 2, it really felt like the end of Act 2 and moving forward to the end game of Game of Thrones. But it felt like a really changing of the guard from all the old parents and all the old people who were in charge. All the kids now are in charge. You have Jon and Sansa, who, reclaimed Winterfell, are now in charge of Winterfell. And, we'll get to Jon being king of the North, but now Jon's king of the North. Jon and kind of Sansa are king, queen of the North to an extent. You have Cersei now, who's taken, the throne. She's in charge of the throne. You have Daenerys, who's finally now coming, Dany's finally coming over. You have the king, you have the Ironborn. You have Theon and his sister, who have taken control of the fleet, and now they're, aligned with them. And it feels like all the old, and even the Tyrell, Lady Tyrell, I forget her name, but,
yeah, they're in Dorne.
Yeah, she's basically like, fuck it, I don't care about this shit. All I want to do is kill Cersei. And so she's basically given up any of the games that she's had and pledged her allegiance now to Dany. And in Dorne, the snakes, they've gotten rid of all the old regime, and now they're running shit. So there's this whole, everybody who was in charge at the beginning of Game of Thrones is now officially out, and this whole next generation have taken control, and they are all going head first into this culmination of four main points. Well, 2 main points, 4 main characters. You have Dany and Cersei, head first for each other, and then you've got Jon and the Night King, and maybe Sansa and Littlefinger, who are all kind of on a collision course in that.
Littlefinger, he's gonna
have some. We're gonna have some issues with him next year, but we'll talk about him in a second. But just to finalize with Cersei, to watch her plan completely unfold, we all kind of knew it was coming, especially once you saw the barrels and her cousin, Lancel Lannister, when he got his Achilles cut and he's crawling towards the wildfire.
Yeah, trying to sniff that thing out.
They did a good job of kind of thinking he's not going to get to it, but building up the tension of maybe he will stop it, and then just watching his body evaporate.
Well, no, just the green flame on his eyes and stuff.
And the only person that I kind of was sad to see, I mean, this was what, 11, 12, 13 main characters were axed out in this episode. I mean, they just everybody who's not a main player, guess what? You're out. You're done.
And now you know why.
Yeah.
Those 4 people are getting $500,000 an episode.
Yes. There's a reason why they all got everyone else's salaries, but the only person I was kind of sad to see go was
Marjorie.
Marjorie. I really liked her character.
Well, she figured everything out. She's like, she's not fucking here.
Well, I
She's
wanted
not
to
coming
see.
here.
You felt like she kind of had a game plan, an in plan in place, and I wanted to see what that was. Unfortunately for her, she's been able to skate from every other disaster, and this is one that she tried to, but even she couldn't get away from this one. And
yeah, I couldn't see. Like, so was the door locked?
no, the High Scepter wouldn't let anybody out, and so I thought that was actually kind of fitting. There was a lot of. I want to watch this episode again because we don't have enough time tonight to get into all the details, but there was a lot of little things in this that really beautifully tied to the whole story. So, like, for instance, Marjorie had, she continually tied herself to the losing men. She tied herself to Remy, who died. Then she tied herself to Crazy King, Joffrey. He died. Then she ties herself to Tommen, and then, after she tied herself to Tommen, she also tied herself to the High Scepter. She bought into him. She tried to trick him. She tried to play him. And at the end, it was him who would not let her go, even when she said, listen, there's something wrong here. You got to let me out of this building. And he's like, no, you're going to stay here. And, her scheming eventually got the best of her. And even though she was well played, well bred to play this Game of Thrones, she ended up being a casualty of Cersei, who I think even she underestimated Cersei's, ruthlessness and willing to go as far as she's willing to go to do whatever, to accomplish whatever it is she wants to accomplish. So,
well, basically, she's just trying to secure her family or her children and herself.
Well, and speaking of children, it was prophesied in last season that all her children would die, and that finally came to place. It came to happen in this episode. I did not expect to see Tommen jump out that window, but man,
I didn't
was
see that coming at all.
That was the most
been kind of like let himself get pushed around.
Well, I'd say it's beautiful, but it's obviously horribly tragic to see. But it's such a beautiful piece of storytelling that Cersei, in an effort to protect all of her children, eventually led all of them to their demise. Her games killed her children. She put Joffrey in charge. She killed her husband, had her husband killed, so that her son would take the throne. When Joffrey was in no way, shape, or form ready to become king, and he was insane, and she did nothing but fester that to the point where he was going to be killed because he was so crazy. Her daughter got killed because of her, because of the Lannisters
making Jimmy come down there.
Yeah, because of the Lannisters trying to kill, because they killed Prince Oberyn. And her, her weaseling into that. And then finally, her need to protect Tommen. He was really in love with Marjorie, whether or not she loved him or not. He did. And not just that, when everything happened, he realized that he had no power and that every person he cared about was gone. And so in that moment, you felt like it was crazy because for Tommen, it was really the first time he ever made his own decision. And it's too bad that it had to be his end because you felt bad for Tommen. If anybody's a victim in this whole thing, Tommen is definitely a victim in the whole thing. Good kid. No spine, but nice enough guy. And
it's like when he puts down the crown and then he turns and he starts walking toward the window. I was like, oh.
Yeah. Well, at that moment, I realized holy shit.
No hesitation.
Well, it's funny because I remember thinking to myself, man, this kid's gonna need to be put on suicide watch. But I also like how he didn't jump. It was almost like he was pushed by the forces. He just stood there and just kind of let go and just. It almost, like I said, it almost felt like somebody had pushed him out that window, which in essence, his mother really did push him out that window.
Well, if she had been there, he wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, well,
after everything, she was too busy just sitting there smoking and drinking her wine and watching everything burn.
So I just think it's amazing that Cersei, through all her scheming, eventually basically got what she wanted, but it literally has cost her everything. And like I said, that look that when Jaime Lannister finally shows back up, that look on his face, I don't think there's any more relationship between those two. I think he realizes at that moment that she's gone. There is no Cersei. The little bit of good and decency that was in her is dead. Now she's, in a weird reversal, I believe that she's going to become the Mad King, honestly. She's going to be the new Mad King. Yeah. I actually see a scenario, and this is kind of diving into season 7 a little bit, is I see a scenario where Dany may be on the verge of defeating her, and I may see now that Cersei knows about this wildfire, she may give the order to burn the city versus Dany getting it and Jaime being in the same position that he was when he killed the Mad King, of him having to kill. Now that's some Shakespearean fucking writing right there by George.
That's some like irony,
dude.
The
Full circle. But you know what?
Level.
They've showed Jaime's transition from villain to hero to the point where if that happens, it would feel completely earned, and you'd believe that he would actually be able to be capable of killing the one person in this world that he loves. And it's, I don't know, man. I kind of feel, I mean, I feel bad for Jaime to an extent. I mean, obviously some of these characters have made their own beds, unfortunately. But, you know, he's definitely a character that if you would ask me in the first couple seasons, would I be actively rooting for Jaime to have some form of a happy ending? I would not have believed you, because I do. I really hope, but there's no way his story ends happy. It's going to end tragically. There's very few characters, I think, on the show that have any ability to have any sort of a happy ending. I mean, you know, moving on to, I guess we can talk about Arya and, you know, her.
Yeah, we haven't talked about her at all.
We both believe that I think we talked about last week on the Battle of the Bastards that her season we both thought was done. Clearly it wasn't. She showed up as the basically faceless assassin and finally killed that son of a bitch Walter Frey.
Yeah, but she didn't she straight up murdered. I mean, she cut the faces off his two oldest sons.
She killed his sons, turned them into a pie, fed them to their father, and then laughed and smirked as he bled out after she slit his throat.
Arya's she's fucking gone.
So when we all heard that Arya was going to become an assassin, we're like, yeah, you're going to get revenge, and now you've seen what happened, and you're like, you kind of got Frankenstein's monster going here. I mean, she may kill people, and she may get revenge for her family, but I do not see any situation that she does not come out of this dead. I mean, she has gone so dark side. She's pulled an Anakin.
Anyone killed her, it'll probably be the Hound.
You know what? That would be fitting. You know, I see a scenario where she kills someone and it's like a double. You know, maybe she's the one who kills Cersei. I just really think that's going to be Jaime, because I think that's going to be kind of poetic. But maybe it is the Hound, because she let the Hound live. Maybe the Hound is the one, or maybe he just kills her, puts her out of her misery.
Yeah, but she thinks he's dead, because she's already taken him off the list.
Well, yeah, but like I said, you know, maybe the Hound kills her as a mercy killing. Maybe she's just gone. She's gone. You know, I think the Arya that we've all know and love is gone.
You think she's going to show up at Winterfell? Or is she just going to keep straight up killing everyone?
You know,
she's essentially,
I think she's going to go off her list. I think she went to Bravos with a mission to become an assassin, and she has a list, and I think there's been too much emphasis on this list. I think there's going to be some more people marked off this list next season. So I think Cersei's probably the big game. Maybe Jaime kills her. Maybe that's where that storyline goes. Maybe she doesn't finish, but I do not see a happy ending for Arya. I think Arya's storyline is. I mean, like I said, I can't see a happy ending for almost anybody, because if you look at the progression, Arya's gone too dark. I'm glad to see Walter Frey finally dead, but it was a little like, this is not what it was not the happy, like, I'm giggling, finally the son of a bitch is dead. Like, it was like, oh my god, Arya's lost her shit.
Died.
It was more like, yeah, exactly. When Joffrey died, you're like, hey, you little fucker. But yeah, I mean, Arya, she's so gone. I was just like sitting there more like dumbfounded, like, oh my god, this is so sadistic.
Yeah.
Not that he didn't have it coming. That guy's a piece of work. I honestly thought Jaime might kill him. Jaime kind of had that edge, like, you're a piece of shit. I don't like
and
you.
He's like, what victory? You keep losing everything, and then we have to come back and get it for you.
Yeah, you know, like I said, Jaime's really turned into a hero on this show, which is so crazy. I can't believe, you know, even the Hound. So is the Hound. So many of these villains have turned into actual bona fide kind of good guys on this show.
Did he join the Brotherhood? I can't remember.
You know,
they were trying to get him to.
They kind of alluded that he was going to join the Brotherhood without banners, but they didn't actually say it. So I'm guessing, and they didn't show anything with him this last episode.
They were all going north.
Yeah, they were all going north to help with the fight. I kind of thought they actually might show up for the final battle against Bolton, but
I think they know about the fight of what's coming.
Yeah, they know about the Night King, so they kind of mentioned that there's something, you know, that the real battle's coming, you know, over the wall. So, but I guess we can transition that to the wall. So something happened that I didn't think happened.
We haven't seen We haven't seen the wall in
Yeah, we haven't
3
seen the wall.
episodes.
I think I predicted that the wall was going to. I predicted two things. When the season ended, we would see Danny in the boats, which we did. And we'll talk about that in a second. But the other prediction that was that we would see the King's Knight or the White Walkers at the wall. That did not happen. We did see the White Crow or the White Dove, which meant that winter has officially come.
White Raven.
Or the White Raven. So winter is here. So finally, Ned his prediction of winter is coming has finally arrived. Winter is here. But we did not see, we kind of alluded to, John basically said winter is here, and with it is, what's bringing the winter is the White Walkers. So we know they're coming. I wouldn't be surprised to see sometime next season, see the wall fall at some point. But
yeah, because it's interesting because Benjamin said as long as the wall is there, nothing can cross. None of those.
Well, nothing can cross it, but we have seen that Bran has been, so I guess we'll just finish with that. I was kind of sad to see Benjen go already. We got Cold Hands, and he's immediately gone. He's here one episode.
In the book, he's been dead for a long time.
Oh, okay, well, maybe that's why. But he drops Bran and his little, I forget her name, but his companion.
Meereen,
he drops them off kind of by the wall and says, well, I can't cross the wall, there's a lot of magic. But as we've seen with Bran, with the Night's King touching him, he's kind of the connection. So I have this feeling that when Bran crosses the wall, it's going to destroy the magic holding the wall. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think Bran is inadvertently
fucking across though.
I think Bran is inadvertently. Yeah, I don't know. I think the wall just might crumble. I think Bran is inadvertently bringing the the White Walkers with him. But we finally got the answer to a question that a lot of us have been asking for a long time. Was it Rhaegar?
Rhaegar Targaryen.
Rhaegar and Lyanna Stark?
Yeah.
Are they really Jon Snow's parents? And the answer is, fuck yes, they are. I mean, the show kind of toyed with our emotions a little bit. They whispered the father. They didn't say it outright, but apparently HBO accidentally kind of let the secret out when they just released a graph after the episode showing all the different people and how they connect to each other, and they clearly drew a line between Rhaegar Targaryen and Jon Snow as being his father, which, I mean, who else is it going to be? But that's the long, so that is the long rumored theory, and it hasn't officially been confirmed.
But Dany is still a higher.
Well, no, technically Jon would be if he was legitimate, but Jon is still a bastard because he was born out of wedlock. So technically, even though Jon is now the product of two of the most powerful houses and technically heir to the throne if he was legitimized, right now Dany is still the legitimate heir to the Targaryen throne and Jon's aunt.
I think if even Jon found out, he'd be like, fuck that.
Yeah, I don't think Jon cares about owning a throne. But this now confirms that at one point Jon will ride a dragon, which is fucking awesome.
Yes.
That's going to happen. So who's the third Targaryen? That's the other one. We got one more. Who's the third?
There has to be a third?
Apparently there's 3 dragons, the prophecy was 3 Targaryens, 3 heads, 3 dragons.
I think Tyrion.
You think Tyrion's going to be revealed to be the third? Well, here's the problem though. They haven't really had any hints to anything, so if anything, it's going to be just kind of thrown out there. I know the book has like another Targaryen supposedly running around. You think they'll introduce that character next season?
I hope so, because that character in the book is awesome.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But we do know right now that Jon Snow is a Targaryen, so he's a Targaryen Stark. So it is highly possible that this entire series, A Song of Fire and Ice, is actually about Jon Snow.
Yeah, man, I totally forgot there's that whole other fucking character in the book that they haven't even done. But it's way too late because of what he's doing or what the character is doing in the book.
Well, there's about 13. They say there's 13 to 15 episodes left, so the end game is afoot. But moving down to Jon, we'll talk about Jon. A surprise thing kind of happened, and all the bannermen in the north all gathered together. The great houses of the north gathered together, and they declared that Jon Snow,
Lady Mormont,
who is becoming one of my new favorite characters ever.
9 years old.
She is awesome.
Schooling everybody.
She called everybody out, called everybody a bunch of bitches, and then basically said,
"Fuck you.
I don't care
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Well,
You're cool."
Yeah, I think all of us kind of assumed that Sansa would become the Warden of the North. in kind of a little twist, I mean, Littlefinger's gotten creepier by the season.
Littlefinger straight up said he wants to be on the Iron Throne.
Well,
that's what he pictures himself.
Well, they'd kind of hinted that earlier that he basically put this whole thing in motion for the most part, and that his end game was to be king. But they've kind of hinted at that and kind of hinted that he wants Sansa to be his bride. But they finally came out and just said it. You know, he's like, hey, listen, I want to be king, and I want you to be my queen. And she was like, no, I'm just going to
couldn't get your mom.
I don't need you. I got Winterfell. And then a couple scenes later, all the people in the North says, we don't give a shit that Jon Snow's a bastard. He's our king.
Yeah.
And so, as awesome as it was for that character, as earned as that moment was for him to become King of the North, I couldn't help but feel like, oh shit, because the last time they named a King of the North, did not end so well for Robb Stark.
Yeah, and I don't remember. I didn't see Snow at all during the battle.
Who, Ghost?
Or Ghost, yeah.
Well, Ghost. They did name, so Jon's new name apparently is the Grey Wolf. I don't know if that's something that's been hinted at in the books, but he's Grey Wolf.
He's dead in the books.
Who?
Jon Snow.
Oh, man, I guess that's true, huh? I meant before that, if somebody called him the Grey Wolf. But he, so he's now the Grey Wolf, or the White Wolf. Was it White Wolf? The White Wolf.
The White Wolf.
Obviously, you know, kind of calling to his wolf ghost. Apparently, the producer, the director of last week's Battle of the Bastard, basically said the reason why Ghost was not in that episode, they had a whole thing for Ghost to be in there, and he wasn't going to die or anything like that. But the problem is for budget reasons, they'd already gone way over budget with the battle itself, and they had to choose between 1-1 the Giant or the direwolves. So apparently the direwolves are extremely expensive to put in each episode, which is why we don't see them very often. But I'm guessing Ghost will play a huge part in the last 15 episodes.
Well, according to George R. R. Martin, a full-grown direwolf is 6 feet tall.
Yeah, well, they're pretty close to that in this show. I mean, Ghost is huge, dude. So my guess is that we're going to probably see a lot more of Ghost in the last 13 episodes, but you know, even as much as this show, as huge as the ratings are, which no surprise, the final numbers I haven't seen them yet, but the last episode of the Winds of Winter set the record. The Battle of the Bastards set the record. Well, the Winds of Winter broke the record for most watched show. In fact, this show is the most watched show, second only to The Walking Dead, which is not a pay channel on AMC. So
yeah,
go figure. And considering, like I said before, Game of Thrones is the #1 pirated show in the world.
Yeah. The HBO executives literally just roll around on beds.
Yeah, they're rolling in cash. They're going to try and figure it out. I feel like an announcement before the end of the season 8, before the series finale, I predict right now that we will hear about a prequel Game of Thrones series coming out.
They'll probably they could do Dunk and Egg, which is one of the prequels that George R. R. Martin wrote.
Well, isn't he supposedly the great-great-grandfather of Brianna Tarth?
Yep. Yeah.
So... yeah, so they could do that, or they could do the fall of Valyria, the Doom. That'd be cool too. That'd be cool I would love to see the rise of the Targaryens. So anyway, clearly this is a universe that is rich for a prequel. But we had a show we didn't know how long we'd run, and we're running long on the show.
Hey, we'll do like a half-hour show.
Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to happen. You're like, let's do a half-hour show. I'm like, okay.
All right, so let's do...
All right, so lastly, so anyway, real quick, finish up on Jon real fast. Not a lot of movement there, just kind of a great capper to the end. Melisandre is gone now. I thought that was a little... I kind of would have liked to see them either kill her or...
she's going to come back.
Clearly she's going to come back. I felt like that was a little cop-out, like, we need her for the show, so we'll just banish her. But... what do we think is going to happen with Jon? I mean, are we feeling pretty straightforward? We don't know how it's going to end with Jon, but we do believe he's going to be there at the end.
I think Jon will be focusing. I mean, he's still got to keep an eye out for himself, but I think he's obviously going to try and help out. He still has the deep loyalty to the Night's Watch.
Well, I do also think that you could kind of feel it when they named him King of the North. That part of the emphasis was what's coming. Like they're all acknowledgement that it's not just winter that's coming. It's that I feel like the whole entire North is finally banded together that they have to stop the White Walkers. So I feel like that's really going to be an emphasis for the next, obviously the coming end game. But I do worry.
You're going to be able to convince Jaime to come help them.
I think things are going to have to unfold with. I think a lot of next season is going to be about not as much about Jon, and I think it's going to be a lot more about Dany and Cersei. I I think that has to wrap up because I do believe the White Walkers are the end game. I mean, there's two scenarios. One, that the North deals with the White Walkers and that Cersei and Dany duke it out for the South, and then they all duke it out for whoever's going to be in charge after that. I just don't feel like the North really gives a shit much about what's going on in Westeros, or in King's Landing.
Yeah, it seems like everyone in Westeros just doesn't give a fuck about the North.
I do think next year, I wonder if there's going to be some drama with Littlefinger and Sansa and Jon Snow kind of playing out. I think that could be an underlining. Clearly, Littlefinger has a game to play, and he's not done, and I think that could be an issue. I think Euron, the king of the Ironborn,
who supposedly has a dragon horn.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big deterrent to Dany. So I think kind of the end of next season, we'll see. I think the end of next season, you're going to see the whole Littlefinger story wrap up. I think it'll be either they have already started to engage a little bit with the White Walkers, or that is on the horizon. And I think you'll see, obviously, the Dany storyline. And I would love to see them all finally start to come together for the final season, but I don't think we're going to see that until like episode 2 or 3 of season 8. I don't think you're going to see the entire cast together until almost the end, or whoever's left anyway until the end. So
yeah, whoever Arya doesn't kill.
Yeah, well, if she's still alive, we'll see. I feel like Arya, Jon, Sansa. I feel like the big 6 or 7 characters right now you will see close to the end. I feel like the Lannisters are probably. I feel like Cersei will be dead by episode.
I
season
think
7.
the Lannisters to survive hold with Tyrion.
I think Tyrion and Jaime.
He's had such a great development.
Yeah, they all have though. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard, but anyway, I think that's what's on the horizon for Jon. We'll see. I don't think he'll die until I mean, he may die at the end, but once again, I don't know if he's going to have a happy storyline, but we'll find out. He's one of the guys who could have a happy ending, technically, if they really wanted to. But so anyway, that kind of leaves us our last little segment, our last little chapter of the story before we wrap the show up. Dany, her final. We finally got to see her. Last week we saw her deal with all the slave masters, and this week she finally got her boats, she got her alliances, and she's fucking on her way.
It's good. And I hope next season, it's gonna start off with her just fucking.
So is it gonna be the next season start with her landing, or is she gonna? I think next season's gonna start with her running into the rest of the Ironborn ships, and they're gonna have like
just burns them.
Yeah, but I don't see how that could be a massive sea battle because she's got dragons. Unless he's got that horn. If he's got that horn, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's true.
But I just don't. Something has to happen because if Dany lands in Dorne,
she can't be too all powerful.
That's what I'm saying. Look how many people she has. If she lands in Westeros or in King's Landing right now, they're all dead. The Lannisters have what, like 9,000 men, and that's about it.
Yeah, they got. There's fucking nobody left. There's gonna be like 50 people left to populate Westeros.
All of them, all the people loyal to House Lannister are gone. Mm-hmm. The Boltons are gone. The Freys are gone. Who else is loyal? I mean, the Tyrells.
Well, the Freys still there.
Tyrells have pledged their allegiance to. Yeah, okay. Well, the Freys aren't going to help anybody. Let's be real here.
Yeah, they suck.
The Tyrells have pledged.
They showed just that siege.
The Tyrells have pledged their allegiance to
Dorne.
To the Targaryens at this point.
Well, no, we don't know yet. I mean,
yeah, they did. They were on the boats. Did you not see their boats? They had boats in there with Dany as she was sailing.
Oh, I didn't see the Tyrell.
Yeah, if you look at all the boats, they had all the different house symbols. So they had the Dorne symbol. They had the Tyrell, the rose, the green rose. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they were all together. Varys doing his time jumping and managed to secure all their alliances. And so, and then you have, and who else? Sam's parents, Sam's dad, he's a bannerman of the Tyrells. So, all the major houses are pretty much accounted for.
Sam stole her fucking sword. And
yeah, we didn't even talk about Sam. I thought that was pretty cool. A little second on him. I'm glad to see him finally get to. Did you catch the chandeliers there?
Like in his happy place.
Yeah, but did you catch the chandeliers? Was the opening? So the opening of Game of Thrones always has that sun spinning.
Oh yeah.
That was the chandeliers inside that library or whatever it was.
It was just nice to see Sam in a happy place.
Yeah,
this is where he belongs.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited.
He's gonna find something in a book that's like how to make Dragonglass. He's one of the side characters that's still progressed. So clearly it's building up to something. They give him a lot of time, but there's something with his character that's going to be important in the game. He's going to figure something out.
But yeah, I mean, but overall, I mean, I think that's about all. I mean, there's not really a lot of thoughts. It just the episode mostly was dominated by that Cersei scene, which was so good.
Yeah. And
But
the music, God, I love. This
oh
is
god, it was
the
so
first
great.
time the music in an episode has affected.
Well, it was so different, and it was so
Yeah.
it set the tone for the entire episode. You're just like, whoa, this is something different. But the Battle of the Bastards and Winds of Winter, like I said, if you combine them as one episode, it is literally it's the best 2 hours of television I've ever seen. It was so good. It gave us so many payoffs, and it not just ended storylines in a way that was satisfying yet but heartbreaking, but also completely set the stage for going forward. I mean, it was very rarely do you get an act you feel like it's over. It's like this story is done, and now we're moving forward to the finale.
They've done the Marvel, part 1 and 2.
Yeah, and it's setting up for the last. I mean, it's sad we're only going to get 13 or 15 episodes, but it's. Man, are they going to be? I feel like they're going to be epic.
They're going to be like busting out budgets like crazy, I think.
Well, at this point, what do you got to lose? I mean, I'm sure you'll still have some budget you'll have to save up, but clearly their budget has expanded drastically.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get. I'm pretty sure they're going to save their wad for the. There's got to be an epic. The 2-hour finale against the White Walkers. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be something.
Yeah. It's going to have dragons.
It's going to be $100 million production. I would be okay if they did it in the theaters. I'd pay to go see it day one. And be like, yep, got to see it. Yeah. But anyway, so I guess we might as well wrap it up. We ran long. Any final thoughts on the Winds of Winter?
No, I think we pretty much. I'm hoping that before next season starts, the book comes out, and then I can have I just want all that background stuff.
Well, it'd be interesting to see too. I'm hoping to actually. I finally started reading the books again. I'm hoping to get caught up before next season, which I don't know. We'll see. But I'm hoping by the time he gets it on the shelf, I'm pretty close to being able to read it. I would love to see what they left out and what they kind of went off on their own story, and maybe
that's what I'm very curious about. What's HBO and what's George R.
Well, and also too, the book should give a good foreboding of what's to come for the last book. I mean, I feel like the show did a pretty good job of kind of setting up the stage for next year, but the books always give so much more information. I feel like you really might get it good. But of course, it is George R. R. Martin. He may be introducing brand new characters in the last chapter of Winds of Winter just to kill them off the next season.
Or he's gonna die before he finishes the books.
Yeah. Well, maybe all you'll get is the. Well, you're definitely not going to get the Winds of Winter or the last. What is it? The Song of Summer or something like that. I think it's the last book.
Oh yeah.
You're definitely not getting that for probably 5 years after the show's over.
Oh yeah.
We'll be watching. We'll be talking about the prequel series before before the final book comes out for the last. The new series.
Yeah. No shit.
But anyway, as you can tell, me and Ryan loved this season. Season 6 is probably my favorite season so far of Game of Thrones, and the last 2 episodes were amazing. So let us know what you think. If you got any thoughts or something that we didn't touch base on, or things that you'd like to discuss, hit us up, like I said, on our Facebook page at Geek Dad Report, or our Twitter at Geek Dad Report, or you can hit me up at BrianWest53 or Big Bruiser on Twitter, and we would love to continue the conversation. So, all right, last segment of the night, man. What you should or shouldn't be doing?
You want to do one
wasting your time doing? Whatever. Oh shit, Faithful 50. We did have one question.
Yeah, Jeff. He said Chris Pratt's getting a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame next year. Great guy, does great work, but is it too soon?
Well, first of all, Jeff, thank you for answering our question. Giving us a question. You're the only person who posted tonight. We don't blame everybody else. We know it was late notice on a Friday on a holiday weekend, but we do appreciate you giving us something, and thank you, Ryan, for not letting me forget it. To answer your question, Jeff, no. I think the Walk of Fame is mostly an honorary thing, and I think Donald Trump has one. So when Donald Trump has a star on the Walk of Fame, you can give it to anybody at any time.
Yeah, it's pretty much like, handing out tissue papers to anyone that sneezes gets a Walk on the Fame, basically.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's well-deserved, so...
If you're going to give it to anybody too soon, I'd say Chris Pratt's a perfect candidate. He's done a ton of awesome things already, and he seems like a great guy, so...
And he's got a lot of stuff coming still, so...
Yeah, it's not like it's Justin Bieber, who probably already has a walk on a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. But, like I said, they give those things out as mostly honorary titles at this point anyway, so who cares? But yeah, I'd say no, screw it. Why not? If you're going to give it to anybody early, why not give it to Chris Pratt? I'm okay with it.
I'm sure his wife's got one, too.
Yeah. If not, there's going to be a lot of trouble in the Pratt-Ferris household tonight.
Yes.
All right. Well, now we officially will move on to our final segment
Yes.
of the night. What you should or shouldn't waste your time doing. Ryan, you got anything?
I'm a big track and field guy because that was my best sport in college and high school. So I'm saying you should watch the Olympic trials because everyone's going to go down there and get Zika and get murdered in the slums, and it's going to be really
Rio,
interesting to watch.
or get dysentery from their bad water.
Yes. Did you hear that there's a body that where they're doing the beach volleyball?
Yeah,
Washed up on
washed
a
up.
fucking mutilated body. Washed
My
up.
wife told me about that today. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" God bless
Yeah.
Brazil, man. Way to go, Rio.
Yeah. So this is going to be a fucked up Olympics to watch. But
I'm gonna say
now you
don't watch
the
them.
Olympic trials.
Actually, you know what? You should watch them. Ryan's right, because you're gonna get a bunch of roided out, crazy athletes
Yeah.
doing crazy, roided out athlete things.
Watch all the male swimmers and feel wholly inadequate for.
You can outswim those guys. I look way better in a Speedo. Just loser.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Ryan.
But yeah, what's your recommendation?
My recommendation is that you watch Mr. Robot on the USA Network. It is right now currently on demand for Comcast and a lot of the cable companies. Or you can watch it, which I think you should watch it, on Amazon Prime. I spent most of my time watching it on my vacation and my downtime. The first couple episodes take a little while to get into the show because it's very different. But once you hit about episode 3, you are just hooked like no other show, and you just blow through them. Cool thing about it, watching them on Amazon Prime is they are unedited, so you get a lot of F-bombs and bad language. Season 2, I believe, starts next week on USA, so if you hurry now, you can record Season 2 and catch up on Season 1. But it is a 10-episode show that is a must-watch. It's about a hacker who gets drawn into a elite hack group who want to crash the world's biggest evil corporation, and that's kind of just the surface,
Does
story.
it involve actual robots?
There is no. There's so much deeper levels to this story. I won't even talk about it because I don't want to spoil all the twists and turns. But it is I would highly, highly recommend the show. I'm on the last episode. I'm going to watch it tonight as soon as we get off the air, and I'm gonna enjoy it. So I recommend watching Mr. Robot on USA. Season 2 starts, I believe, next week. So catch up and record the second season.
All right, everyone.
All right. Well, on that note, thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week. And everybody remember, from the Geek Dad Report, don't stop believing.
And
Just a singer in a smoky room, a smell of wine and cheap perfume. Oh, come on. Ryan, where are you going? Because it goes on and on and on and on. Street light people walking down the boulevard and the blah, 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 blah in the night. Woo! Later, y'all.
are you done?
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling.
Goodbye.
Later, people. See you next week.